Hello and welcome to the Weeb Warriors podcast. Almost said the FishStakes podcast, but it's good. We're back after a few technical difficulties, but we're here. We're live. We're about to talk about Japan and everything great about it for about an hour. So, first live Weeb Warriors. So hope this goes well.
Woo!
Morgan's finally in a live podcast for a change. She's actually managed to get a brick of a laptop to work for an hour.
This is where it crashes and burns.
I'm dying. James is dying. Everyone's dying.
I'm great.
If it happens live. If it burns live, though, that'll be good content. So
But
True.
my footage will probably cut off.
Yeah, but just keep going until it does.
Yeah.
And it'll be good.
Up until then, I'll have your footage, so it's fine.
Yep.
Okay.
So welcome to the Weeb Warriors. This is episode 11, live episode 11. Today we're going to talk about Otaku Go-To, so it's a bit of a change from the regular things to do in. It's still a things to do in, but it covers anime rather than a place.
The world.
Yeah. Well, maybe not the world. Not the world though. It's just Japan and probably mostly just like central, like Tokyo.
Mostly.
But I've got a few things that go,
Same.
outside. So, does anyone want to start us off? Anyone have the balls to start us off?
The home of anime in Tokyo, which is Akihabara.
Yep.
So I'm assuming that whoever's listening to this has never been to Tokyo, because this is what we're aiming at, right? If you're going or you're planning a trip and you're an otaku and you wanna make sure you see all of the things to do with anime. So Akihabara is known as the Electric District / the Anime District. There's nothing particularly there's no big anime theme park there or anything. But it is just where you get your fill of everything anime. It's like, you ever see a city in an anime? It's usually based on Akihabara in terms of massive billboards plastered with anime characters, as far as I can see. And then pretty much every single store in Akihabara is either a figure shop or an arcade or like a card store, that kind of thing. And there's a lot of themed cafes there, which I think we'll get into later if we want to do a food and drink section. So if you like anime and you have to anime merchandise in Japan, that's the place to go. My recommendation, if you're a figure hunter like myself, is to give yourself an afternoon, go there, go up and down the strip. You'll know what I'm talking about when you get there. Go in every single store. If you see a figure you like, take a photo of it, and then at the end of the day, go back through, find the cheapest version of whatever figure you're after, go back to that store and go and pick it up. Because none of the prices are set. Every store sells everything at different prices. You get ripped off in one place or you find it cheaper in another. So you're basically bargain hunting. But if you like anime, you like collecting anime merchandise, that's the place to go.
Yeah. We should probably clarify, we've done things to do in Akihabara, so if you want more detail on it, you can go and watch that video. But this is a general overview of everything anime related. And that's obviously one of them.
Yeah. Some people might not have not watched this. If you haven't, go back and watch them.
Mm-hmm.
Did Akihabara have cosplay shops as well?
Yep.
Cool.
Forgot to mention that.
Get your anime
Cosplay shops, and it also had stores that just sold anime themed clothes, so not cosplay, but just t-shirts and hoodies and stuff with anime things on them. So
Plenty
if you like anime, place to be. Trying to think if there's anything specific that I might have left out.
There's only that mega store, isn't there? Really, that I can't remember what it's called, but there's the main one with. Yeah, it was a marketplace full of individual sellers that had little sections dedicated to their shop.
If you go in, I think I mentioned this in the things to do and that we said, but if you're planning on going, I would go to Ochanomizu Station and then walk into Akihabara because it's way less busy. Akihabara Station is busy for a start, but second, it's a nice little walk. I don't know if you guys remember it, but you go under that bridge and there's the little river.
Yeah.
And when you like arrive, you go under the bridge, then you literally cross the road and you're in Akihabara. You're bang in the middle and you're right next to that shop that Jake was just talking about. So get yourself straight in there, check all that stuff out, and then you're off.
Yeah, definitely worth doing. If I die every time I go to speak, definitely worth checking out if you're like me and you're a sucker for anime merch. Because I mean, I'm wearing some right now. Although it is green screens.
See it.
It is green screens on the thing, but you can still make out what it is. You can still see what it is.
Oh, you got Naruto and I've got Sasuke.
Oh yeah, true.
Wasn't even planned.
That's not anime.
Well,
yeah, I remember mentioning
it's animated. So.
It's animated, but I wouldn't say it's anime.
Oh, it's anime.
I remember getting from that store. I mentioned this in the Akihabara episode. I mentioned getting a pretty sick. If I had thought to prep this, I would have brought it on the camera. But I got a sick little Goku Black figure. When I like I was about to say translated it back. When I like converted the price back, it was like £7. So it was a pretty good deal.
Was it still Goku though?
It was Black Goku. Super Saiyan Rose Black Goku.
That could have costed like way more in another shop.
So that in the UK for shops local to where we live, that would have cost me like 25 to 30 quid.
So fly to Japan and buy it cheap.
Yeah, if you're after a figure, and purely a figure, that's it. Just go to Japan and buy one.
Yep.
That's it. Spend £1,500 on a flight to Japan. Probably about £500 to £1,000 on hotels, and then get the figure that you want for cheaper, and then fly back.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. I just remembered there's a store which we never went to, but I want to go when we go back. It's in Yokohama. We never went to Yokohama, but now we've got a reason to go. And I can't remember the name of it. I wrote it in the notepad on my phone, but my phone is my camera right now, so I can't check it. But it's in Yokohama. I'm hoping if you Google like Yokohama secondhand figure store, you might find the name. But it's a secondhand figure store in Yokohama, but they sell like stuff that you win in like the claw machines and stuff. So people basically make a living out of playing claw machines, winning the prizes, and then going to this place and selling them. But it's a great place to get those things cheap, or like ones that aren't in circulation anymore and stuff like that. So if you're into figures, that's another place to check out.
I think that's what this Goku Black one was, to be honest. I think it was just like an old
prize.
Not
in Akihabara, but I just remembered it then, so it's worth mentioning.
Nakano Broadway or Broadway?
Nope.
I have that down. I have got that down as part of the list.
Okay.
It began with an S. It was like I can't remember.
Sanko, something like that, was it?
I don't know. I just know it's in Yokohama.
I shall continue to look up.
If he remembers, we'll or if he can get access to his notepad without jeopardizing his face cam,
I'm
we'll
scared.
Let you know.
I'm scared to try it.
In case, just in case. So yeah, that's Akihabara. A lot of there's one big ass shop. They also do like Yu-Gi-Oh cards in other shops around there as well, don't they? Like trading cards. So they have like Pokemon cards, they have Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Do you want us to keep going while you go and show us, getting us an example? Okay, fine with it. So yeah, they do. You can get like specific Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon cards, but you can also get like just packs of little bundles of random ones. And I remember James, when he was talking to us about this before we actually went to Japan, he said that there was just bins of them and they don't check what's in them, so you can't actually get rare stuff. Present away.
So these are from a previous year, and I don't know how well they show up, but it's the 3 Egyptian god cards from Yu-Gi-Oh in Japanese.
Are they the limited edition ones, or are they the ones you can actually use? Oh, you won't be able to tell because it'll be in Japanese, won't you?
Ring light.
Yeah. They're in Japanese. You could just see the ring light, but they're cool.
Yeah,
and those were bought individually in one of them stores Jake's talking about, where like it's just cases and cases of cards, and you go and pick the one you want.
Yeah,
and then like
we went in some because I wanted to find some like original artwork for the elemental heroes and get them in Japanese, but they didn't have them, sadly. But we also only checked about 2, because we didn't have much time.
Yep. But we need to next time we go. We're gonna dedicate like a whole afternoon to Akihabara.
Yeah, a whole day maybe.
Yeah, but it's like doing a little secret deal because like you go in. I remember when I got those Egyptian god cards. It was like similar to the figures, where like each one's got a number inside the glass case, and you write down the number on a piece of paper. And then you go and take it to the guy at the till.
Oh
and
yeah,
then
and they
he
go
will
and fetch
take
it.
your piece of paper and
Yeah.
go back. They open it, but with the cards, you're not allowed to like once you bought it, you can't send it back in case you like swap it out for a fake or like do some dodgy dealing. So like they take them, they show you them like front and back,
Make
and
sure
they're like,
that-
look at it, take it
yeah.
in, make sure.
You're
If
happy
there's
with
any
it.
damage, tell me now. And then as soon as you say you're happy with it, you usually have to sign on a piece of paper, and then it's yours forever. And then like we're never seeing that card again. Don't bring it back here.
If you
It's
walk
great.
back in here with that card, you're getting decked, mate. I mean, that's pretty cool. It's like it is like a dodgy deal. It's signing away your life for a Yu-Gi-Oh card. But yeah, they do all sorts.
like
They
a
do
little-
like merch. They do Yu-Gi-Oh cards. They do Pokemon trading cards. They do figures. I'm sure they had like general merch as well. Like I remember Morgan got some like lightsaber chopsticks that you ended up breaking in the in the haul video at the end because you had a jort them and it went off. Do you remember that?
Yep.
That
So
was phenomenal.
They work fine now, but
yeah. So
What happened? Did just the battery come loose?
I imagine the
Yeah,
battery
exactly.
just shook loose. Yeah.
I just knocked the battery out, like I've done with my real lightsaber.
Oh yeah, yeah.
True.
Anyway,
So yeah, they do
They
general
also
merch as
have-
well.
They also have gachapon stores, which is gachapon is the
Capsules.
what they call me, a capsule, little capsule machines.
Yeah. And again, you can just get them off the shelf. You don't have to like risk getting a random one from an actual machine. You can just go and buy the one you want, which is pretty cool.
Facts.
super handy.
Unless you're a little gamble boy
Yeah,
and you wanna.
gamble responsibly.
I mean, I think it's a good way to get like towards the end of the holiday when you've got all that change and coins that you don't want to take home.
Oh god.
Go to a gachapon store and just
Well, to be fair,
yourself a
to be fair, it's still not like bad to have money in the airport because you don't remember that shop that we found in the airport.
true.
There was
Yeah,
like
do you know what we've got?
Go on.
We've got the Olympics, the 2020 Olympics t-shirts.
With all
Oh,
the
yeah.
anime characters on, but the Olympics didn't happen.
2021. Yeah, the
That
Olympics
makes it
didn't
even
happen.
cooler,
but-
to be fair.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's exclusive merch, man.
Alternate timeline shit, that.
These
So,
are the things
yeah.
you're missing out on if you don't have money in the airport.
Yeah. To be fair, it was
Okay,
weird because it was like we never saw that anywhere else, and I feel like we went to places where you would have like the jump store.
Yep.
That sort
We
of thing should have
went.
existed in the jump store, and it
You know
didn't.
where we went though? Where it didn't exist because do you remember my dad wanted one of the Olympics pins?
Oh,
We
yeah.
went to the official Olympics
Yeah.
shop to get a pin, and they didn't have it
Oh
there.
yeah.
Yeah,
You'd think if they had it anywhere, it'd be there. But
because
no,
it
was in
was
the
a
airport.
2020 Olympics. Yeah, mad. And then there you go, it's just sitting in a random airport, duty free.
Yeah.
There was
And
also
they
a
had all the
bunch of
Kit Kats that,
Kit
like,
Kats, yeah,
Kit
the
Kat.
different flavor Kit Kats.
We're
I think they
going
had some
around
other stuff as
Japan,
well, didn't they?
desperately trying to get all these Kit Kats, and then they were just sat
Just
there.
all there in the airport, just chilling. So yeah, it's not always necessarily a bad thing to have change at the end of the holiday, because we
You can just
found
keep some coins for souvenirs as well.
yeah, we found a little gem in there. I imagine that's probably not like the only. I seem to remember they did other anime stuff as well, but it was just not anime that we either knew or stuff that we wanted to buy. Because I
Where's
remember
this? In the airport.
in the airport shop, yeah. I seem to remember there was something else anime in there, and I was like, "This is sick." Imagine if this existed in our airports.
I feel like, although unless I'm remembering wrong, was there not a jump store in the airport?
I don't think so. Wait, getting there? You mean, or coming back? There was
Don't know.
there was a bookshop with a bunch of manga in there, but
Maybe it was a bookshop.
there wasn't a jump store in the
I mean, I
airport.
could
don't
also
think.
just be remembering the jump store,
which we'll
which
cover.
we'll get onto.
Yeah. So yeah, Akihabara, sick place to go if you're a fan of merch, trading cards.
The main place for
Yeah, if you like anime, slap it on the list. It's a good place to go. Next one, should we do Odaiba? since it's kind of in the same vein because it's a city itself.
Sure.
So Odaiba's famous for Gundam, basically. I think it's set, isn't it set? The Gundam universe set in Odaiba, in canon. I think.
I don't know, to be honest.
I think it's based on it, but I can't remember if it is.
Yeah, it might be based on Odaiba, but either way, it's got a giant ass unicorn Gundam.
A giant ass.
Well, it does because it is a giant mech, so it has got a giant ass.
Mhm.
It's also got a giant ass horn, and at night it glows up. It's pretty sick. It's right outside the Gundam store, where
It moves soon.
oh yeah, it transforms, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It transforms into like an attack mode. So it's pretty cool. I recommend going at night because it does light up. It looks pretty sick.
Really good photo ops there as well.
Yeah. And I think the shop is also open at night, so it's not just like you go in there for the Gundam at night. You can actually still go into the shop, although it is very expensive from what I can see. It's not expensive in general, but it can go expensive. Like I remember, I've got like a list of stuff, and I got like the general price list. And for shops, I tried to find the cheapest thing and the most expensive thing. And for the Gundam store, I got like 1,000 yen as like the cheapest thing, and I got like 22,000 yen as the most expensive thing. Because people love Gundam.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
And you can get like fuck off ones we have to build them.
Yeah. Jeez.
So, if you're a fan of Gundam and you go to Odaiba, just prep your wallet because you probably want to spend a lot there. Are you prepping to show something?
I have a ticket. I have a ticket for Gundam Front somewhere.
We'll try and let you find it. So that is in Odaiba. It's in the Shiokaze Park. Outside Daiba City Tokyo Plaza.
So this.
Yeah. That.
This is a ticket, right? So what Jake didn't mention was above the Gundam store. There's a place called Gundam Front, which is sort of like, it's not really a theme park. It's sort of like almost a Gundam museum. So like, it's full of Gundam that you can buy, but it's also full of like massive displays of like, all the Gundam from the show. And I mean like massive, like the one outside, but in the building, like there's one that's like smashing through the floor and stuff.
Oh yeah.
There's a bunch of different like games that you can play there as well, sort of like arcade games, but you don't pay, you just like queue up to use it. And it's like you're in a Gundam. And then this ticket specifically is for there's like an observatory sort of room, but it's all a Gundam experience. So like you walk in and it's like you're in an observatory in the middle of a Gundam fight that's like happening in space. So it's like the space Gundam.
Cool.
They're like above you, like flying around. It's all on like a domed screen, so it feels like you're in an observatory looking out to space, and you're like watching the Gundam like fly about and fight each other and stuff.
That sounds sick.
Like all around it. So yeah, it was sick. The only reason we didn't go is because that's kind of all there is in there. It's pretty expensive from what I remember, and I felt like I think if you're into Gundam, if you're really into Gundam, it's definitely worth going.
100%.
But if you're not, it's a lot of money to spend just for like that one thing. So I would weigh that up.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
It's the way to get there as well. Before I forget, is you can't just get there straight through one line. If you're staying in Shinjuku anyway, you've got to
go teleport.
They have like a little loop system, don't they, around Odaiba? So the way you get there is if you go on the Shinjuku line to, I believe it's the Rinkai line, get off at Osaki Station, and then from Osaki Station go to the Tokyo Teleport Station, and then
Tokyo Teleport.
Boom. Yeah.
I've wrote down that it's like a few minutes walk from Nakano Station as well, if you can get there. There's probably multiple ways, but
yeah. Tokyo Teleport, you can't use a rail pass to get through there. So like if you've got a rail pass, you can use it for the first line, but you'll have to like pay a little bit extra.
Yeah. But I think it's fairly cheap. I seem to remember we did it and it was not. It was only like because it's a local ticket, really, isn't it? Because it's a little tiny loop system they have around Odaiba. So it's
and you only pay for like, if you got obviously the rail pass, you're only paying for that like 1 or 2 stops.
Yeah.
So it's nothing really, but just a heads up that you can't get all the way there with your rail pass.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. They also have that's near the arcade with the indoor roller coaster as well, in it.
Joyplus.
Joyplus, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have that on my list actually because although it wasn't there when we went. 1 year I went, they had a Tokyo Ghoul live experience. Have we done an episode on Joyplus? I feel like I remember talking about this.
Don't think we have. Oh, it was.
I feel like I remember talking about it, but I don't think we have. I don't think we've done an Odaiba episode yet.
Well, so it was like, if you've ever done anything, I'm trying to think what I can liken it to that people might have done, because like not everyone's been to Farmageddon. But have you ever done like a live horror experience or anything like that in like
like an experience where you go through like a haunted house, but they've got like actors that like jump out at you and
so
shit
that's
like
what it was like. They had like it was like they built like a city but inside, so you were sort of going through the city. You had a guide with you who like led you through, but she's Japanese, so like I didn't know what we were doing. I was just following along. But then they had actors who were like playing ghouls and stuff in like the alleyways and things like that. And then there's like a ghoul attack. You go into what was the agency called?
Oh, was it like the GGC or something like that?
Yeah, I'm sure that was at GGC. You go into their headquarters, and then you know that scene in the anime where the ghouls like attack the headquarters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That happens while you're there.
That's
so you're
cool.
like in the middle of it, and they get you. You're like an agent, and they get you to like do stuff. So like you've all got to like work together and like hit like emergency buttons at the same time to like close the emergency doors and stuff.
That's cool.
But that it wasn't there when we went. But I'm assuming they probably do that kind of thing regularly, like for
they
different
rotate
anime,
it around places. Yeah.
So it's something to keep an eye on if you go and see if there's anything going on there.
If that was me in the experience, I'd just go, "Can I play a ghoul, please?
Yeah,
I've got the contacts. Let me join."
The thing was, because like the guide that you're with, obviously she was Japanese, but she says stuff to you like I assume she's building up a story. Yeah. So like the other people we were with, because you go in groups, like she'd say something and then they'd all start screaming and like clutching each other and be terrified, and I'd just be like, I guess I'll walk in first because I don't know what's happening. I don't know what she said. I'll take the hit. I'll just stroll on in there.
That sounds cool. I gutted that. I remember you telling us about the experience, but I completely forgot what it actually was. I'm gutted that's gone now. I hope it comes back, or at least
we went in our cosplays.
Yeah, it would have been sick. That's what like I would have loved to have done it in costume.
Although me and James would be slightly out of place. We're ghouls trying to protect the GGC from ghouls. So it doesn't quite fit our cosplay. But
join them and I'll just be like,
yeah, but then aren't we like sleeper agents at that point then? We're just like me and James like secretly scheming to take over from the inside. Don't worry, lads, we'll help them press the button, but then we'll undo it.
With like your red and black eyes.
We're just like whistling like casually.
Imagine like they got us all to like press the buttons and me and Jake just stand there.
We're all just hands over the buttons.
2, 1, and we just go.
Traitors.
Don't fancy it, lads. I'm a bit peckish. That sounds sick. So yeah, that's Joyplus. That's down, basically down the road, isn't it, from that?
The one that had like the holographic show.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention before. Actually, it didn't have anything inside it anime at the time apart from that little show. Don't know what the anime was, but I imagine it is like a Hatsune Miku type thing.
Yeah.
That's certainly the vibe it gave off anyway. So they had like a live concert but of anime characters, which James got in trouble for filming, but I secretly managed to get away with. So if you want to see what it looks like, go over to our channels. You'll see James getting told off and stopping filming, and you'll see me continuing it and then tutting at James for getting told off for filming on the camera.
Also, 1 year I went, it actually was Hatsune Miku, so
cool.
Again,
so she just changed those.
Yeah, I think that's something they rotate. So again, definitely worth checking out and seeing what's on.
So that's Odaiba. We'll probably do a full episode on that in the future. we just decided to spice up for this one. So stay tuned for that episode if you're interested about everything Odaiba, because there is more.
Spicy.
There's a lot of good stuff in Odaiba. I feel like that'll be a good episode.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it actually.
I don't want to spoil it, but it is good. I'll say one word: Team Labs. There you go. That's your tease. Morgan, what do you want to move on to next? You pick the next one.
Pokemon Center.
Sounds good to me.
So there's like literally countless places in Japan for Pokemon stuff, obviously, because Pokemon
basically everywhere. Not even countless. It is countless because it's everywhere.
Everywhere, literally everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But Pokemon Center is like the main place, isn't it? For like the main.
Are you talking about the Pokemon Cafe one? The one that's mixed with the cafe?
I just wrote Pokemon Center.
I imagine that would be the one that is mixed with the cafe.
Tokyo,
biggest one.
Mega Tokyo is the biggest one, which is the one in
might be that one then.
Which is the one we spoke about last month.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one or any other Pokemon Center, but yeah, it's just got huge shops. You can get all your plushies, your games, cards, everything. Like chopsticks. We got all kinds, but they've also
Switch cases, backpacks, t-shirts, shit like that as well.
Oh yeah, Switch cases, of course. I don't know which one this is in because it might be that Mega Tokyo one. It's got a teaching room where you can learn to play the Pokemon card game, which I feel like we spoke about before.
I feel like that probably is Mega Tokyo because I would guess
that's that opposite built that store, where you have all the games set up.
Did we speak about that in the last episode? Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Briefly, but I didn't know I didn't know they taught you how to play the card game.
No, I didn't either. I just saw
I think
we only saw the games, like the console game set up. I think there was more.
Yeah, they'll have multiple things, I assume, but they might have like tables set up, and some of the employees just come and help you learn the card game if you want to play that. So it's worth checking out. And then you can buy some cards to play with after. It's
all part of this scheme.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll teach you how to play it, but then you can buy some cards.
Make money. Make them.
Yeah.
Yen. I was gonna say dollar.
If there's a new Charizard in whatever the current set is, and you pack it, put it in a little penny sleeve immediately, and then go and sell it in Akihabara, because you'll make bank.
Or send it to James. We'll have a PO box.
I'll verify if it's real.
Yeah.
If it's not real, I'll just keep hold of it. There's no point sending you it back.
We'll have a PO box set up, so when watch us back on YouTube, we'll have a PO box on the screen. As James said, if it's not legit, he'll just keep it, so don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Just any card you get, really, just send it to James. He'll verify them. Yeah, he'll verify them all.
Especially if it's a Charizard, because there's so many fake Charizards around that if you want to just throw me a Charizard, then I'll. Obviously, if you don't hear back from me, then it was fake.
Yeah. So there you go. Free rating and grading from James there. With 100% success of it being fake.
I'm just trying to take the fakes off the market. I'm doing God's work.
Yeah, I mean you're doing the right thing. You're doing a good deed there. I don't know how anyone could be mad.
Yeah, in fact, if you want to donate as well, throw a little bit in with the card.
Yeah, he does it all for free. So if you feel like contributing a little bit extra, we'll have a PayPal link set up as well. So we should probably talk as well about the Pokemon Cafe again. We'll have a Pokemon specific episode in the future, but we can at least generally cover what it is.
Before we move on to the cafe,
I
just want to mention that because there's multiple Pokemon centers, specifically the new one in Shibuya, has the Mewtwo in the test tube, which is brand new.
Photo ops.
So we haven't even seen that yet. We're gonna have to go and check that out when we go back.
Yeah, 100%. We're going to that because they do skateboards and all that in that one, don't they?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like an urban themed one, so they've got all sorts of they've got exclusive merch in that one,
bags and shit,
and even plushies with like a little graffiti Pikachu and stuff.
That's cool.
And then there's the Pokemon Center in the Skytree, which has the Rayquaza, the giant Rayquaza,
smashing through the top. Yeah.
And then Pikachu's riding the mini. It's on his head riding.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Got a picture.
And then the Mega Tokyo one has got Mega Charizard with Pikachu sitting on his head.
We should probably clarify, most of these have exclusive stuff for where they are. Like the Skytree one has a Pikachu hugging a Skytree as a plush and a pin. James can grab it. he should have it at arm's reach. There you go.
Look
There
at
it
the
is.
What
There
a
you go.
guy! What a little guy.
guy.
So Pikachu hugging a Pikachu Skytree. I think they do like pin versions of that as well, and like pictures and all sorts. So
And I got Jake as EV1 because I'm just that great.
oh
I
yeah,
got you
sorry,
an
the pin.
EV1.
Yeah, sorry, I
Yeah.
was wondering what you're all about. Yeah, yeah,
Makes sense.
that wasn't in the Skytree one though, was it?
And no, that was the actual Pokemon
Yeah.
Center in Mega Tokyo, I think.
So yeah, I think most of them have exclusive stuff depending on which Pokemon Center you go to. So it's worth checking out each and every one when you can, just to try and cover all bases.
Yeah,
and
because actually,
go on.
we were looking for a Zapdos for ages to buy
Gregu.
this online.
Got it to Scott.
And the only Pokemon Center where we found Zapdos was the one attached to the
cafe.
Pokemon Cafe,
Mm-hmm.
which brings me nicely onto our next topic of
The Pokemon Cafe.
Yeah.
This is. I mean, we'll focus a lot of the other detail into the actual Pokemon things to do in, but we can cover a general view of it. So when you get to this place, which I will tell you now, it is located in Chuo City in Nihonbashi. Best way to get there is to go Nihonbashi Station, and it's like a 10-minute walk from there. Google Maps is free, so as long as you get to Nihonbashi, you should be able to get there. James, give me a thumbs up. Great. It's basically just where you exit from Nihonbashi Station. It's basically just behind you. It's like a few blocks behind you, but it's like a 10-minute walk. So it's like 3 or 4 blocks behind. You can't really see anything on the building apart from like a few Pokemon decals because it's a ground floor. It's like an office building.
Yeah, it looks like you're going into an office.
But you've got like little Pokemon decals, and when you get into that building, there's just like 2 lifts. When you get into one of them, you can go. I think the only buttons on that lift, if I remember correctly, are one to like the roof or something, and then one the lowest floor you can go to is the Pokemon Cafe. Because I imagine the other one is the one that goes. The other elevator is the one that goes to every floor. But when you get to that, when you get in the lift, get to the right floor. As soon as you walk out, you'll know if you're in the right place or not, because you'll see a giant Snorlax sleeping in front of you with a Pikachu, I think, sat on his belly or something like that. We got a picture in front of it. Good photo op. To the left is the Pokemon Cafe. To the right is the Pokemon Center. You queue up outside. You can have a look at the menu. There's only a few things. There's only like 2 main dishes, really.
You have to get a slot, don't you, for the Pokemon Cafe?
Yeah, you have to pre-book a slot.
Yeah. It's reservation only, so don't just turn up because you ain't getting it.
Queue up, select your meal, and then just wait, and they'll seat you. You get like a menu while you're there, so that when you order on a tablet, don't you?
Yeah.
Didn't we order on a tablet and they just brought it over after like 10 minutes or so? So it's pretty cool.
And we got like
a little bunch of like
yeah, coaster. We got like the little coaster thing. She gave us the choice.
That was
which is a lottery.
Oh yeah,
it's a lottery.
We got the same one, didn't we?
Did we?
Where we did. Yeah.
What was that?
I got Charmander.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I'm sure there was a trade. I'm sure someone traded. I can't remember who though. I think Morgan might traded someone because I don't think she cared who she got at the time.
There was a year.
I ended up with Pikachu, so I'm good.
See, I had Pikachu.
I think that was it. I think it was because you had Pikachu, so you asked to trade, and Morgan was fine with it. I can't remember who I got. I think I might have also got Charmander. I can't remember.
Because I know the first time I went, we both got Pikachu, and I was like, and then maybe me and Jake got the same thing. Yeah, this time, and I was sus about it, thinking like, everyone just gets the same thing all the time, and then maybe Morgan got something different. I'm not sure.
I think
definitely not the same thing every time though, because we definitely got different stuff this time.
Yeah.
I'm just unlucky, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's like
reservations though.
Oh, go on.
You can reserve online yourself. Just go to their website. You can do reservation. It's now in English, which is nice. And I wish it was in English the first time I tried the book. But so yeah, you just like slap your details in, pick your time slot. You don't even have to pay. Like you do all the paying when you get there. So once you've reserved it, you get your confirmation email. That's it. You're
Is there a
done, and then you just
deposit?
go. Nope, nothing.
Okay,
So,
no price included
Nope.
during the booking process. It's all while you're there.
yeah, which
So-
is amazing because they must get messed about so much.
I imagine they will, but at the same
'Cause, like,
time, if
You can
anyone
even book from like I booked it every time. Both times I've been from England, like before I even went to make sure that we had the slot. It's like
yeah.
you can book it from another country and then like not
Mhm.
turn off. You know what I mean? It's mental. We could go. We could. I mean, I'm not recommending this.
Now.
But it's possible to go in and book every single slot now and like never even turn up.
I don't know about right
Give
now
the
if
day
it's
off.
still open for the pandemic or whatever, but who knows? In a normal world, if you want to be an
Yeah.
absolute dickhead, you can book up every slot.
But don't do
Don't
that.
do that.
But don't do that. Who wants to be a dickhead? Pikachu just wants to get paid for the day, go home. Don't be a dickhead.
Speaking of Pikachu, you
Yeah?
get a little show.
He does a little dance. For you. Is it only? It must be only Pikachu, surely, because he has his chef's outfit on, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So it must only be
Actually,
Pikachu. Plus, I can't imagine if they
only
tried to
seen
do
Pikachu.
like an Eevee costume,
The
because
tail.
he's not bipedal. So you'd
Oh,
have to
yeah.
have a staff member walking around on all fours just trying to dance.
No, you wouldn't. Maybe.
Or maybe two people in a suit, who knows? But I imagine it's only Pikachu because he's in a chef outfit. But they have like cool stuff dotted around. They have like little figures. They have all this. You can buy like stuff from the cafe. You can get like, I've had it. I haven't got it now. Unfortunately, I should have really prepped this. You can get like a Gengar glass, so you can get all the meals and stuff come in specific things. So, like you can get an Eevee dish, a Pikachu dish. You can
Yeah.
get like a Gengar smoothie. And it's all pretty cool, and you can buy the stuff afterwards, and it's not, you don't have to just like, they don't just give you the plate dirty. Like obviously
Yeah.
they go and get you a
You should
brand
play
new
with
one.
like half of your peas and your burger on.
Yeah. It's like you go,
Just
I
pack that up.
want to buy this, and they go, go ahead, take that one, then give us the money.
Yeah, they give you a nice clean fresh one.
But they also have like Chef Pikachu plushies and all sorts there. I think they have like chopsticks,
Again,
water
exclusive.
bottles, water bottles,
they
chopsticks,
even had,
glasses.
Like I got a spoon,
Oh yes,
Yeah,
silver
like-
spoon.
just cutlery.
It was silver spoon on it, but it was all decorated and
got it.
fancy like.
Yeah, it had like a Pikachu on the end with like a little bowl, and I also got a dishcloth as well, like a Pokemon Cafe themed dishcloth.
I got the Eevee plate. I think we all got plates.
I think they had an apron as well. And
Yeah, I got the Pikachu
yeah.
plate. Previous years I got
think
a
about that.
Pikachu mug and an Eevee mug, and then I got the Gengar glass this year.
I feel like
yeah,
I got.
the merch changes.
I feel like
but,
I
like-
got quite a bit because I got the Eevee plate. I got the Gengar glass, but I feel like I got something else, but I can't remember what it was.
I got
I think it might have been chopsticks.
I got
Well,
the
I haven't
plush.
used them if it is.
I haven't used any. All of mine's on display. Like even the spoon and that, I don't want to use it.
The plates up there. Somewhere.
I probably shouldn't use it, but I always end up using it
My
because I
plate's
just
on
like
display.
I just love it. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. I remember that the price for that is like typical price for the food. I can't say the price of the items because I couldn't find it anywhere, but like price list of the food is anywhere between like 1,000 yen and 5,000 yen.
Normal
So
meal.
what I imagine, like a normal price for a meal, and usually in most of the places around the world that have like themed cafes, it'd be a lot more expensive.
Oh.
So generally, it is pretty good for your money. It's just like a standard,
And you get dinner and a show just
Yeah.
by paying for your meal. So
and you can get if you're paying £5,000 for a meal, and then you also get the free bonus of being able to high five Pikachu. Then
yeah, he waves at you and he's adorable.
you can high five him. Do you not remember we went around and high fived him on the vlog?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I also
See?
remember. I can't remember what it was that he knocked off. If it was someone's phone. Was it a phone?
Oh, did he?
Oh no,
was
wasn't
it
it
like
someone's
their hat?
coaster?
I don't
Wasn't it
remember.
someone's coaster? Didn't he have a coaster? And he knocked it. It was the guys next to us, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's less funny though if it was a coaster. But he knocked something off their table anyway, and then
he
he had to
started
like
hugging.
apologize.
Yeah,
to
he
them.
started hugging them.
Yeah.
Oh, he did. Oh,
Uh,
just so cute. I love Pikachu.
so it was pretty funny. That was pretty cool. But yeah, the I can't say a price for all the merch because one, it depends what you're looking at getting, and two, there's no price from
It
online
wasn't
because
super
it's all
expensive,
like.
though, I remember that much.
No, I mean it was probably a little bit. It was probably what you'd expect for a place like that.
Mm.
But when you've had the food at a normal price and the experience at a normal price, you're probably quite
not going to
happy
get it
to.
in
Yeah, you're quite satisfied to like pay a little bit extra for the stuff, especially because you're on
Plus, it's
holiday. When in
exclusive,
Rome.
So yeah.
One in Rome. One in Japan.
No, what was I saying? When in Rome. Just every time we wanted to justify something, it was just when in Rome. Although I don't think you said it as much. I think it was mostly me and James that said that a lot.
It was mostly us that wanted to buy stupid stuff. Let's go when in Rome.
It was always like one of us would be debating something, and it'd be like the other one would just go when in Rome, and it'd just be like that's the argument settled, and that's it. I'm sorted. I'm cleared. So that's the Pokemon Cafe and the center. The center, sorry, excuse me. The center attached to the cafe seems to be specifically, although it did have other stuff as well. It had a lot of plushies, like more than the other shops, I think.
Oh.
Hence why we found the Zapdos there.
Zappy boy.
So
I
if
think
you're
it's
after-
actually because
Go on.
most people go there obviously because they're going to the cafe, and then they'll visit the Pokemon
Kids.
Center on the way.
Oh yeah.
So I think overall it's the least busy Pokemon Center because people that are just going to a Pokemon Center will go to like the Mega
other
Tokyo
ones,
one.
yeah.
So like that stuff
Mhm.
sells out, whereas like less chance of it selling out in the cafe one because people are mainly going there for the cafe.
But it even seemed like it was tailored more for plushies because it had that whole section in the middle, didn't it? Where it was just like a ring
had, like,
of
that
like
wall.
yeah, it had a wall either side, and then it had that weird little ring part in the middle, which was like sectioned off for a bunch of plushies. My guess is probably just because the cafe is probably tailored to families and kids. So when kids come out of the cafe, they probably want to get a plushie or something.
Yeah, only kids buy plushies, guys.
Yeah. I love just the mundane expression on your faces. There's just a bunch of plushies in the background, as well as a bed sheet with a Pokemon on as well. If I could zoom in on this live podcast, I absolutely would zoom in on your face right now. So yeah.
Camera.
So that's the Pokemon Cafe and the Pokemon Center. Again, Chuo City, Neonbashi, 10-minute walk from the station. If you get lost, Google Maps is free, no
You'll
charge.
stay here.
Oh yeah, just to clarify what he means by that, GPS in Japan is free. So even if you don't have, even if you don't have a mobile network, you can open Google Maps and it'll work and it'll
It's
tell you where you are,
Mhm.
etc. So it's not like in this filthy country where they charge us for GPS. They charge you to know where you are in the world.
They charge you to not get lost. I'm trying to see if we can sort of stick with the Pokemon theme.
Oh, Pokemon.
I haven't got anything else for Pokemon.
I don't
You
think
can stick with the
there
cafe
is.
theme.
Which one? Go on. Which one are you talking about?
Well, a bunch. I was gonna just cover that there are multiple themed cafes tailored towards like
Anime.
anime / otaku. Like some of the permanent ones are, first of all, even though it's not so popular in the West, it's massive in Japan. The Dragon Quest / well, it was Dragon
Oh,
Quest when we went to Square Enix Cafe.
Yeah.
Which when we went was Dragon Quest. That is in Akihabara.
That seems to rotate though, because it's any
Yeah.
Square Enix title, so it can be Kingdom Hearts at times, it can be Final Fantasy at times, it can be Dragon Quest at times, it can be basically whatever's new at that point. Dragon Quest was releasing when we went, so
Yep.
Obviously, we just covered the Pokemon Cafe. There's also a permanent Final Fantasy Cafe. It's like Final Fantasy. It's got like all the weapons up on the walls and stuff, and like Final Fantasy themed food. And it also had like gaming stations to play Final Fantasy Online, although it was in Japanese, so make sure you can read Japanese if you're gonna play that. And then there's also a Sailor Moon Cafe, which I can't remember where that is. But that might have actually been in Odaiba.
That's kind of cool. I
think
didn't know
it
there
is
was
in
there was a Sailor Moon cafe.
Yeah, we need to go because I only found out when I was like researching other stuff to do for next time we go, and they do like a live show there as well. Like they've got
Ooh,
like
that's cool.
Tuxedo Mask and all the sailors, and like they do like a show while you're eating and stuff.
Oh, that's
And there's
sick.
all like Sailor Moon merch to buy and stuff. So they're like the permanent ones that are always there, but then there's constantly like pop-up cafes all the time for whatever anime's big. Like there was a Tokyo Ghoul one that just ended before we went last time, if you remember.
I remember you a few months before sending either the link or pictures to it. Wasn't
like
one of the
the
drinks like
horror-themed
blood?
food.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, sick.
So
It's like a blood
basically,
smoothie or something.
whenever you're watching this, if you're planning a trip, get googling like what is actually
Mm.
on right now in Tokyo, because there's
What's
probably
that?
some sort
What's
of
that?
pop-up cafe.
Facebook page to good for it? Is it just Tokyo Otaku mode? I think it's
Yep.
called. They usually do like posts quite commonly about what's new and what's available around Tokyo. Well, Japan, but mainly Tokyo in general. So it's a Facebook page. If you want to keep up to date with stuff like that, I'd recommend that page. That's how I found a lot of stuff out before going.
In a lot of these places as well, you'll get like little freebies, so it's well worth going to get like
Yeah.
little souvenirs.
You get like little
places.
coasters or bookmarks or chopsticks. I remember stealing chopsticks from Ichiraku, which we'll come on to in a second. I don't know if it's technically stealing because what are they going to do with them? They can't wash them. They're wooden chopsticks.
You can definitely wash
you got
chopsticks, but fair enough.
just slip them in a bag.
Yeah.
No one has to know.
Oh, we also stole those from the Square Enix cafe, the little sea salt ice cream sticks, because they've got winner on them from the actual
Oh my
Kingdom
god,
Hearts
those ice
game.
creams are so good.
The Final Fantasy cafe, I would have stole this, but I didn't get it. The person I went with got it and was too scared to steal it. But one of the items on there was like barbecued sausages. But you know, like how you get like a sausage on a skewer.
Yeah, it's a buster
The
blade.
skewer was a sword.
Oh,
Sweet.
that's
So like
cool.
it was just like on it, and it was like made of metal as well. And I was like, you gotta steal that. You gotta slip that in your bag. But
Now we don't condone
weren't having it.
stealing, but if it
No, but like,
happens
you know,
to
like,
fall
when in Rome.
accidentally,
They take the plate back and they're just like,
if it
What-
accidentally falls into your
what's the sword?
pocket and then you leave,
true.
what can you do? You can't.
I
You
think-
can't. That's not your fault.
I think the worry was that like the sausages come on a sword, and if he just goes back with an empty plate, they'd be like, "Where's the sword?" Though
They're probably
I
too
definitely
nice
would've
to
tried
say
it.
anything anyway.
Yeah, they wouldn't have said nothing.
It doesn't come out of their
They would've
wage,
said
I
that.
assume. It probably just comes out of the company or that branch.
And I just remembered the drinks were like mana potions and health potions.
Oh
like the
yeah, I
cocktails that you
remember.
can get.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that when we were actually at the Square Enix one. We should probably clarify as well that I don't know about the Final Fantasy one because I don't think we went, but the Square Enix cafe had a shop and it wasn't just Dragon Quest themed. It had like Kingdom Hearts stuff as well and Final Fantasy figures, and it had like it was so annoying because I was beginning to run out of, or I thought I was beginning to run out of money, but I would have got a Kingdom Hearts hoodie from there because it was sick. But
I remember it was really expensive. That's what like put me off. It was like I had the money, but I was like, do I want to spend it on do I want to spend this much on a hoodie?
I was sold. It was expensive, but I thought I was running out. But I was just like, when in Rome.
Yeah, this is why the when in Rome thing happens.
At the end of the day, it's an experience. I regret not buying it now because I mean, I would have bought it. I just thought I was running out of money, but I got back and had more than I thought. Which fun fact, this happens in Tokyo. At least it did to me. Is you think you're spending a lot of money and you actually don't. Like I remember thinking during like the first week when we were there, I budgeted for having like so much in the first week, so much in the second week, and then also a little bit extra for the sword. And I remember getting to the end of the first week, and I was like, I've still got loads here. And I was just like,
I always budgeted per day.
Yeah,
I split everything up, so I've got an amount per day, and then like there's going to be a bunch of days where you don't spend that amount, and then that just goes into
I was doing that, and that's ultimately why I think I had so much, because I basically had like, I can't remember how much I took with me. I think it was like 2.5 or something to cover everything, and I worked out like £200 a day. But obviously I'm not spending £200 every single day. So I remember getting to the end of the first week and just being like, I've still got tons here. So that's why I went ballistic in places like Shinobi Zato and all sorts. Because I was just like, when in Rome. So is that all of the cafes or is there any more?
There probably is more, but like gonna be one of the things where you gotta like research it, because like I said, a lot of them are pop up, so like they'll go away and then another one will appear. But I just know for a fact that like the Pokemon Cafe is permanent, the Final Fantasy, the Square Enix and the Sailor Moon ones are definitely like always there.
We forgot as well. They do have that. So it is technically a cafe. It's an actual cafe, but there's that Square Enix one in was it Shinjuku or Shibuya? where it
Shinjuku.
had that music in that weird room at the back.
Yeah.
But that was like an actual cafe. Like when we talk about the other ones, it's kind of like a restaurant. But this one was actually like a cafe. It was just like a weird little bookshop with merch and you could get like themed drinks and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was people eating in there. I feel like it was way too small to have,
Mm.
like, because we were shopping in there, like, and you sort of in the way, like, you feel
Mm.
like you're intruding on them eating their food because you're trying to like look at the stuff to buy.
Is
I
this the
dunno,
one with
but
the like? It had like the water feature thing.
Yeah, it had that room at the back
Yeah.
with the water feature in. Yeah,
that was a cool room. Though.
that seems to be always there though. I don't know if that's a fact, but that seemed to be a permanent thing because I think it was called the Square Enix store, even though it's
Yeah, that's
an
the Square
actual
Enix
cafe.
store. Yeah.
It's the actual name of the store.
I think it's actually called the Squex store.
We kept
What?
calling it the Squex store.
Flex.
We kept calling
That's
it that.
their-
I don't know if it
that's
was
their official
actually.
name,
Is it actually?
Well,
I don't know
know
if we
for
were
a
just
fact
being
that,
knobheads or if we were actually like.
Squex Toys
Squex
is the name of the. I'm not even joking. That's what it's called. The brand for like where they release all their figures. If you go on the Square Enix website right now, there'll be a section called Squex Toys.
Imagine getting a typo in that when you're making the website.
Quicks.
So
Do we
Misato,
want to talk about? Okay, yeah, go.
what were you going to suggest?
I was gonna say, do we want to talk about the One Piece tower or?
I
I'm gonna mention.
you can I didn't just in case James wanted to because we shouldn't spend too long on it. I don't think considering its current status, but
Yeah.
take it away, James. If you
Dead.
wanna.
So,
good.
if you like heights, then you might be interested in going to Tokyo Tower. And it just so happens, mug and shrugging, but it's important. It's related because
Heights.
in the basement of Tokyo Tower is a place called One Piece Tower. Well, it was a place called One Piece
Was.
Tower.
Past
It's
tense.
gone, which kind of sucks to be honest because it was really cool. So if you're a One Piece fan, I'll briefly cover what it was because again, it doesn't exist. There's no point in getting too caught up in it. It was an indoor theme park similar to J World, which also doesn't exist. But it was fully One Piece oriented. So they had like indoor roller coasters and stuff that were One Piece themed. Like you went around on like the Going Merry and you shot stuff. They had like a Soga King competition where like you had to snipe things and like the winner got like a grand prize and stuff. It wasn't me, but I remember the guy that got it. He was Japanese. It was annoying.
He probably went every week. That's probably why he won.
Probably. The grand prize was Soga. If anyone's watched One Piece and knows who Soga King is, I don't know if Jake's that far yet.
Is
Soga King.
Usopp?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not up to
He
that
has a
part yet, but
mask.
I've seen it.
When it becomes Soga King, he has a mask that he wears, and the grand prize, if you won the sniping competition, was his mask, which was
Oh,
pretty
that's
sick.
cool.
But you couldn't buy it; it wasn't like for sale. You could
Oh,
only get
that's
it
sick.
if you were that day's Soga King, which
That's
would have been
cool.
so cool.
That is awesome. I bet
Yeah,
someone
and
saw
then,
that
like-
online though. I bet that's somewhere on eBay.
I mean, it's gonna be worth tons now because
Yeah.
the place is closed.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
and
that'd be
then-
awesome.
Keep an eye on the place because it might be turned into something else. So keep an eye out.
Yeah, I mean they've got to do. It's a massive area because it was
Yeah.
an indoor theme park. They've got to do something in there. But they had a life size statues of all the Straw Hat crew for like photo opportunities. They had a bunch of different like games you can play, like live experiences. There was one with Nico Robin where you like went on like a little like sort of detective adventure with her. But the problem with that was she spoke in Japanese, so it's quite difficult to read English. They give you like cards to read in English, but it's hard to tell when to read what card because she's talking in Japanese. But anyway, I mean, it's fun. It doesn't exist anymore, so you can't do it. But it's fun.
Is that
and the other thing they had.
Yeah,
Go on.
Okay, is that the place where we went and got One Piece themed food?
That is above it, yeah.
Those burgers and
So, like-
is that still there, do you reckon?
I was saying to Jake before, I hope it is.
I was
be
going to
ashamed
mention
if that's
after he finished talking about it, I was going to say that's not the only places. The basement is like they had two little like cafe / restaurants
Oh yeah.
on like the main floor. One was Sandy's Cafe, which was kind of like a little fast food place. It's made for like quick snacks. But then they had like Frankie's something. Can't remember what the actual name was, but that looked like a fancier actual like restaurant. where you go in
I
and
think
get
you
a
have to book.
full sit
You have
down
to
meal.
pick a time
Yeah.
slot. Because we went, didn't we? And I think we had to pick a time, and we were just like, "No, we want to eat now." So we went into Sanji's.
Yeah.
Some bevs and
Um,
burgers.
the other thing they have, by the way, like the main attraction to One Piece Tower, before we move off it, was they had a live show, like in the basement. So you'd go around playing the games up until the time of when the live show was, and then you go and watch that. And it was literally like they had actors that put on like a stage show, like One Piece themed stage show. And then afterwards, you got to meet them all and get photos with them. And I wish I did now because it's gone. I didn't bother.
Yeah, it's devastating when you're talking about these things and they're gone. It's like,
Yep, sucks.
I should. This is why we should say when in Rome. This is why we say
Yep.
when in Rome, because these places might not exist all the time. So when in
And you
Rome.
really wouldn't think like, because One Piece is so popular in Japan, I would not have expected that to close down.
The only thing I can think of why it might close down is because of COVID, because of finances. Who's going to be doing tourist attractions and?
They might open one up somewhere else. Just
I hope they do something because it. I mean, we never went to it. We never even saw it when we went. But it sounds sick. So I hope they either move it somewhere else or like another type of anime replace it or something.
Like, yeah.
I don't. It doesn't.
It's my J-Well ticket also.
That's basically a gravestone.
Yeah.
They should open up a J-World in place of it. That would be acceptable. If you get rid of One Piece Tower to port J-World in, I'll be alright with that.
J-World is also an indoor theme park that used to exist in Tokyo. That was themed around all the different Jump animes. Like specifically Naruto, Dragon Ball, and One Piece had the biggest areas, but then there were like little smaller like shoot-off areas. It's a real shame because they had some really cool stuff in there. The Naruto stuff was awesome. They had like the Konoha gates. You could get a photo in front of them. They had a little like summoning station where you could summon. Like it was random every time what you got to summon. You'd do like the summoning jutsu, and then something would get summoned.
I remember that. It was like I remember seeing that on a video.
A photo op.
I remember seeing that on a video somewhere.
I think somewhere I have a video of me doing it, but I don't know where that video is. But yeah, they had some really cool stuff. It's a shame.
But
I don't
since
know why they got rid of it.
And you can't see Naruto there, go to Shinobi Zato instead and see Naruto there.
Yeah, speaking of Shinobi Zato, this one, it's a bit of a tricky one. Really,
this place is open, by the way. That you can go to this place, just not the other.
Yeah, one. It's not shut down. It's. I mean, at the moment it is because of COVID, but so far the plan is to reopen it. The plan is to expand it as well. Actually, it's a little bit difficult to get there. It's a little bit of a challenge to get there. At least it was for us anyway. But basically, Shinobi Zato is like I wouldn't really call it a theme park, but it's kind of like an experience. It's like a park experience of the Naruto world. So it's located on Awaji Island in a park called Nijigen no Mori. And it's basically like a day experience where you pay an entry fee. And I will clarify what the entry fees are in a second. But you basically go around and do a bunch of different activities. Again, we'll probably do a Naruto episode on this and cover it more in detail. But you do a bunch of activities. So they have like an assault course. Well, they have two versions of an assault course. One is like Uzumaki based, so it's all like stamina and fitness. You're meant to like jump around a lot and try and like crawl through things and all sorts. And then you've got like an Uchiha based one, which is meant to be like a puzzle. And at the tippy top, you can meet Naruto and Sasuke and get a picture with them, which we did. And they have a very nice, at least when we went there, they had probably the nicest person we met operating the slide at the top.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember him? He offered us really if we wanted a photo with Naruto and Sasuke. We didn't ask him to take the photo for us. He asked us if he wanted a photo. So
really cool team.
Do you know what though? Like, so I've been to Japan like 4 times now, and I always seem to like, because I quite often go to like bars and stuff, and you just like meet Japanese people and start talking to them. Like, I've found that people always know Liverpool. Like they always know either
Oh.
the football team or they
Oh,
just
yeah.
know Liverpool because of like the Beatles, etc. That kind of thing. Like so, like with Shinobi Zato, it's in Awaji Island. Where, as Jake said, it's kind of out the way. It was hard for us to get to. Turns out it was so out the way that this guy, like, I was the last to go down the slide the first time we went, so it was kind of awkward. I was just stood up there with this guy on my own. So I got like talking to him, and he had no idea what Liverpool was. Like, he just
Man.
couldn't grasp the concept of Liverpool. I was like, football, Beatles, anything. He was just like,
Do you know what's
I
funny
was-
about that is we went to do the second assault course, and I remember getting to the top, and I don't know what he asked, but he asked me a question about Liverpool, and I was just baffled because I was like, "How the fuck do you know we're from Liverpool?" Because obviously at that point you were still like down at the, you were still like going through the assault course or something, and I was just like at the top talking to this guy who like seemingly guessed that we were from Liverpool somehow. So I was like, "Oh, he knows all about Liverpool." Turns out he didn't. He'd spoke to James beforehand.
He asked where I was from, and I said Liverpool, assuming he'd know Liverpool, at least something about it, and he'd be like, "Oh, cool, Liverpool, football or whatever, Beatles." And he had no idea what I was saying. So in the end, I was like England, but usually you can say Liverpool and get away
And
with it because
people will get it.
like everyone
Yeah.
knows.
I wonder if
Liverpool.
we were the
I was just
first scouts
surprised.
he'd met.
Maybe.
That's mental.
What
I
if
mean,
we
he
were the
wouldn't know
first
'cause he
scousers
he
in
doesn't know what
Shinobi's?
Liverpool is.
Yeah, he doesn't know the accent. What if we were the first scousers in Shinobi Zato?
Do you know what?
What a title.
I
Probably right.
feel safe in saying that we were, because it was brand new when we went.
Yeah,
Was it?
they were still building the
Yeah.
place.
They were still.
I thought they were
still
just
adding
doing
to it,
work
like-
on it. I don't know if they were still building.
no.
I thought they were just doing repairs. Oh, fair enough. Then we might
It's true.
possibly
It-
be the first scousers to be in Shinobi Zato.
It never existed any
And
other
Morgan's
year
even
I've
watched the show.
Yeah. But on that point, though, I've never watched Naruto. Don't know anything about. I know basics, but I
She
still
knows
enjoy
like
it. Like it was still a
passing
really
stuff
good
from what
day
me
out.
and James have said.
I
She
wore
knows
it.
there's a character in it called Naruto.
Yeah, and Sasuke.
Yep.
And Hinata. And Sakura.
And Sakura, and Tenten, and
And Tenten.
Anyway.
Yeah, so they do two different. Well, actually, they do possibly three different. I couldn't find something, but this was mentioned on the site. So they do the Uzumaki and Uchiha course, fitness course. They do a Chinomaki guidance scroll mission, which
That was fun.
you pay like basically like an extra £10, and you go around trying to figure out. It's like a detective mission, and basically someone is a spy within the Hidden Leaf Village, and you've got to go around and talk to a bunch of different characters and try and find like alibis for where people were at a certain time, and try and figure out who the spy is. And without
So,
spoiling too much, it was incredible. The
So many
ending,
photos
especially.
on that trailer.
Yeah,
So
so many
it's
photo ops on the way. Yeah,
They did say not to spoil it.
yeah. I
So
mean,
won't.
we can say the overall like
Yeah, we can say.
story,
I just-
but
Very much
we're
fun,
just
yeah.
not. They're. I mean, it's worth it. Like, I get why they wouldn't want to spoil
Totally.
it. It's so good.
Also, like it wasn't easy. I wouldn't say it was easy. There were times where we were just sort of stood around going, "What are we doing?"
Was that
Confusion.
only because it was in Japanese though? If it was in English, do you reckon we would have had an easier time?
Yes, but it was in English. It just wasn't translated very well.
Yeah. It was clever
But
though.
we
They
did
had
it.
like some things which were really clever during the way. Like they had the photo ops, then they had like puzzles you've got to solve. But some of the way you've got to solve some of the puzzles is like really
It
intelligent.
was super cool.
Yeah.
It was.
Like you've got to actually
And-
think.
The scroll that they give you, like that you've got to go around and mark stuff off on, you get to keep. And
Yeah.
I think it's worth it just for that because it's cool.
Yeah, they're cool little like actual scrolls that look like
Yeah, you get
from
two of
there.
them. Don't you?
Yeah. Well, if you do
One
the
per
scroll
course,
mission,
and-
yeah, you get two. If you
Yeah.
just do the assault courses, then you get one. You get like a green and a blue one, but they look like the actual scrolls from the anime, so they're pretty
I
cool
could
to
grab
have.
them. Should have grabbed them.
Yeah, go for it
Okay,
because these are actually pretty cool to show. If I didn't have a green screen that could collapse behind me, I would absolutely grab mine. But
Mine
course
aren't even
falls
in this
down.
room, so
So I won't open them because they'll probably have spoilers in.
but
But
yeah.
these are the scrolls,
yeah,
and they are
which is pretty
beautiful.
cool.
You just unravel them in the open, and yeah, they're really cool.
Yeah. So basically, it's an extra £10, but I think we all really recommend paying that extra £10.
Mm.
They ask you on the gate, so you pay when you're at the gate, I think it was around. So the price list was adults is 3,300 yen, middle school is 1,800 yen, and children is 500 yen. I assume that's baseline. So whatever £10 is in yen, slap that onto each one. But apparently, they have
2,000 about 2,000.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think 1,000 is around the fiver, but that's probably gone up now because we suck
Yeah.
and our economy is trash. So
Yeah. So they have a site as well, where you can like, I think you can book the tickets online, but you can also do it at the place. But on the site, I noticed they have something as well called a Nightwalk Firebird ticket, which I couldn't find
Maybe
what
you
it
can
is.
do it at night.
Well, my guess is they do like a nighttime kind of show, not like an actual show, but like they. How would you describe?
I mean,
Kinda
they
like
did
a
have that
night
massive
walk.
open area, didn't they?
Yeah, kind of like a night walk, but like they light it up
Oh, that'd be cool.
with like
I
cool
mean, it could
lights and
be,
features and stuff.
it could be something that we just didn't see because like it was brand new when we went.
Mm.
I assume stuff has been added since we've been.
Yeah, I think it's probably safe to say that it's new because we went there, we didn't
definitely new,
pre-book.
It never existed in the previous years I've been.
No, well,
So-
we went there and we paid at the gate basically, and when we paid, the woman basically said, because we only thought there was like one price for the tickets, and we just asked for the ticket, and she went, "Oh, do you want to do the with a great difficulty because they couldn't speak English?" They basically said, "Do you want to pay like an
She's
extra?"
so nice, though.
Yeah, it's helpful in getting it across. But she basically said you can pay a little bit extra and do like an extra mission, and we went, yeah. So we did it, and it was worth it. So I imagine that's the same thing with whatever that night walk is. But it's, I mean, it sounds cool. If you can do, if they tailor something in Shinobi Zato specifically tonight, I'd be down to do that. It was sick,
Yeah.
especially if the expansion, because they're expanding it from what it was when we went. I don't know if that's done yet.
I mean, it looked like it was.
It looked like it was basically finished. It was just waiting the official like.
There
Yeah,
was
we're
a part
done.
of the park that was closed off to us, which had some
Yeah.
other stuff which we couldn't get to. Obviously,
Yeah.
because they were built.
So to get there, it is pretty difficult. You can do what we did, which I'm probably not even going to explain because one, I can't remember. Two, it was just an absolute nightmare. Where you can get a bus from Osaka Station to like Awaji Island in general, and then just find on Google Maps like the quickest route there. But we ended up taking like this death route, through a bunch of spiders and almost got ran over a bunch of times as well.
I mean, it turned out there was a way.
There is a
easier,
proper
bus,
way.
can't you?
Yeah, you
You
can.
actual
Well,
bus to the
the best way is there's a bus. There is an actual bus that you can get from Osaka Station, but it seems like it's specific times and specific days. I think when we went, it wasn't on the day where they were doing it, so it was a bit of an F. But if you can time it properly,
the way we went is not that bad. To be honest, we just did it badly.
And there were spiders.
it was just long.
Yeah.
It just seemed longer
Like-
than what it had to be.
Yeah, but we did. It didn't have to be. We made it longer.
No,
than it should have
we
been.
we kind of fucked up with the prep work for it.
There were some nice
But-
sights on the walk.
Yeah, we ended up just walking into the top end of the park and walking through to the very end. But there
Do you
is an
remember
easier way.
the ice cream place, which did not look like an ice cream place?
No,
don't remember.
No,
Like
no.
we got through the spiders, and then there was like a building.
Oh yeah,
There was a sign that was
Yeah.
like ice cream here. And we were like,
I'm
"Oh,
not
there's
convinced
like
that was an actual ice cream shop. I think that might have just been someone's house and they'd found an ice cream sign and just decided to take it. Because it just looked like a very mundane house with this ice cream sign outside it, but who knows? It wasn't
It's
open
like
at the time.
some witch's cabin in the middle of Spiderville.
It's
That's
literally
what
like
that's
it's
what I-
literally
that's
like
what I-
their
Lauren children
version.
him, like,
Yeah, it's
"Oh,
literally
we
their
sell
version of
ice
writing
cream."
free candy on a van in it. It's their version of that. Free ice cream. Go inside, kids will eat you.
But anyway, while we're on the subject of Shinobi Zato, you can also get refreshments while you're there. And you can get the Ichiraku Ramen, is that how you
Oh,
say it?
yes, yeah.
Yeah, you can get the
So they
Ichiraku
have-
Ramen from the show.
They have the Ichiraku Ramen shop fully legit. That they have the curtains, they have the stools.
yeah.
You can sit at them, pretend to be Naruto, and it's all nice as well. Like it's.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of it was forcibly made nicer for me because it was Ichiraku Ramen, but it was great. It was a great experience.
The ramen was delicious.
Pretend to be Naruto.
And then after you've eaten your food, you can go to the gift shop and get the bowl and the spoon that you use for you.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
that's pretty cool. I don't
Other
have
thing.
the bowl either, but I wish I did because it's actually worth showing.
Mine's on display, and I refuse to go and break the display.
It is basically the bowl from the show, but in real life, and you can get the
Yeah,
spoon
The gift
for
shop
it.
sold everything
And the
for
spoon.
like
Yeah, you can get the spoon for it. You can get in the gift shop. It's not just that. You can get like hanging scrolls. Get t-shirts,
Yeah, I really
jackets.
wish I got that. No, that was one of the things where Jake was like, "When in Rome," and I was like, "No."
Nah,
And
yeah,
then I
you
didn't.
were debating
And
not
now I
doing it
regret.
on that one.
Jake, did you get
That was my
Hinata
Kingdom
figure?
Hearts hoodie.
No, I was looking at it, but it was like 200 quid.
Yeah.
And I was like,
They're expensive.
It was a lewd one as well, wasn't it?
it was a bikini one. But
But
yeah,
yeah, they sell all sorts in the gift shop. Go get some ramen and
Yeah.
some
they
bowls.
did actual chopsticks as well, didn't they? Like I know I mentioned I stole some, but they were like the wooden ones they serve at the restaurant. But I think they did actual chopsticks as well.
Yeah.
Like proper metal ones or plastic ones rather. Which I should have bought them as well. I went ballistic in the shop, to be honest. I came out with, when you buy stuff, I think if you spend over a certain amount, they give you like little bookmarks of characters.
Yeah.
I'd got like every character twice over or something stupid.
Mhm.
I remember giving people spares because I was just like, I've got 2 of them. So I spent a lot of money in there.
Yeah, because
So,
they also had like hoodies and t-shirts and stuff.
yeah, I got a Boruto jacket, or hoodie rather, which is pretty cool. They had, I think I also got the Sage. Oh no, that's in the next place we can talk about Naruto themes. I was gonna say the Sage Six Path hoodie, which is my entire design about my channel, but that's in the next place. So yeah, it's out the way. It's probably about an hour journey away from Osaka. Yeah, Osaka.
Yeah, if you're gonna go, just plan your route.
Yeah, try and see if you can get the bus because it
Just
seems
turn
like it's way easier to get the bus. It drops you right outside the park and takes you right back to Osaka station, bus station, which is down the road from the train station. So it's convenient as hell. Think you pay a little bit more, but I think they do like a package where it's all included. I think they do a plan which is like for 1-day package tour from JR Osaka Station by Naruto bus, round trip direct bus to Naruto Shinobi Zato, Nijiya no Mori Park. So they do like the bus tour, and that's 7,900 yen for adults and 4,900 yen. So it is a little bit more, but for the ease and the experience that we had, I would definitely just pay that a little bit extra.
Yep.
Because it was stress trying to find it in the first place, and there was also stress trying to get home as well. Actually, I ended up having to try and talk to this like help guide in the park who didn't speak a word of English, but weirdly she had like a prep sheet where she had all directions in English, and was super helpful with it, even though she couldn't understand the word we were saying. I thought that, but then Aoji Park is that kind of place, or seems to be like that kind of place where it's so out the way that it's not actually.
I'm assuming that they're building it up, and that's like part of that.
Yeah,
like they want it to be more of a tourist attraction.
Yeah.
If you sort of
go on.
If you're using your rail pass to get the buses, because you can, you can use your rail pass to not pay for the buses. Just make sure you don't lose it.
Just make sure you don't leave it somewhere. Yeah, just make sure you don't leave it. But if you do leave it, good news for you.
Mistake.
Good news for you if you do lose it. Well, if you leave it there, it's good news. If you lose it, it could be any game. But if you leave it there, they will tell you.
Yeah. The guy was super helpful.
So if you're not catching on to what we're referring to, Morgan over there accidentally left her rail pass at the bus stop, and they then rang.
The guy like phoned the bus driver and let him know, which is so cool. Imagine one of our bus drivers doing that.
They rang the driver, and when the driver saw us get off, he asked us to check for our rail passes to see which one of us lost it. Me and James got ours out, and he started talking because he saw Morgan struggling, and he started talking to us about one who have left it, and you still kept looking, even though he was trying to tell you that you've
Because I was
left it.
making sure.
And we were like, Morgan, stop looking,
What's
you're not
a
going to
valid
find it. He
reason that
just
I left
told
it behind,
us.
but I just can't remember what it was.
Well, either way, they were very helpful, so they basically saved the rest of your trip, I think, at that stage. So just make sure you don't lose it, or leave it. But if you do, hope for the best. We are slightly going over, so I'm going to try and keep this as quick as possible. Fujiki Highland, also a Naruto attraction. It is a theme park. It is Fujiyoshida is the location. If you get on the Fujikyu Railway, which again your rail pass cannot cover, so it's local prices, but if you can get on the Fujikyu Railway, which I think it's an actual station, there's one which is an actual station from the Shinjuku line. If you get on that railway, it's just one of the stops. Or you can get a
station,
bus from
I think.
Kawajima.
It's off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure you can get a train from in like central Tokyo to Kawajima station, and from Kawajima you can then get on the Fujikyu line, and or I just think Jake was about to say you can just get a bus from
Shinjuku
station, but it takes longer because it's a bus. So
yeah, there is a specific train for it as well. Because I remember we saw a Naruto train because we were going to Mount Fuji at the time, and we saw a Naruto themed train. So I think you can just get a train straight to it. The admission for the actual theme park is free. Everything in there you either have to pay for each ride individually, or I imagine you can get like a season pass thing. It's basically just like a little replica of the Leaf Village, but it's got like a bunch of little arcade games, and they've got like a giant Gamma Bunta statue with Naruto in front. They've got a bunch of little figures of like Sakura, Kakashi, and Shikamaru and all that. Good picture ops. They've got a shop where you can get like the jackets and stuff I mentioned before, Sage Six Paths jacket, as well as like a Fourth Hokage one. Little figures. It's pretty cool. And considering it's free, it's worth going. And James will tell you it's also got a Thomas the Tank Engine land, which he was adamant about going into.
I don't know why Jake's hating on Thomas the Tank, to be honest with you.
Look, when you advertise to me that there's a Naruto hidden Leaf Village, I'm going straight there, mate.
Listen, you can do both. It's not one or the other.
Well, fine, but I'm going to the Naruto Village first and then to Thomas. That's my plan.
The situation was that we were literally at the Thomas land, and
they
walked away from it. I mean, just going. But it's a whole theme park, so you're not just going there for like Naruto or Thomas the Tank or whatever. Like,
you can get rides and stuff as well. Yeah, there's like a weird zombie looking ride or something like that. And for free admission, pay for each ride, it's worth going.
The like flume ride, like the water-based ride, whatever it was, looked amazing.
Yeah,
and this was all like a good little like we didn't know about this as well. We just happened to find it because we were going to Mount Fuji and we were coming back and we saw the place. We were like, "Oh, sick! Let's go to it." So we just hopped off.
I'd heard of it, but I had no idea about the Naruto thing being there because what it was when we were there, we kept seeing Naruto advertisements and we were like, "What is that advertising?"
And I think it was either me or you saw it on our phone as we were searching about the place or something.
Yeah.
So we found it by accident, but it's a cool little spot. I think that's everything about that. Yeah, how to get there, free admission, where it is. Yeah. And then my last one is the Studio Ghibli Museum. So this is located in Inokashira Park in Mitaka. Am I saying that right? Mitaka. It's reservation only. You have to book a ticket. You can't get one at the door. For ages 19 and over, it's 1,000 yen. for 13 to 18, it's 700 yen. For 7 to 12, 400. 4 to 6 is 100, and 3 under is free.
Nice.
It is.
Yeah. Anyway, carry on.
You okay?
I'm gonna give up talking. Go on, carry on.
If you're 3 or under, just go.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're watching this, need 3
Stop.
under. What
Stop
are you
watching
doing?
this and get yourself to studio.
Yeah.
And also
Nice.
you're allowed to go on the cat bus, so it's happy
True.
days for you. You're
Yeah.
getting free anything on.
So basically, what it is, it's basically a Studio Ghibli Museum. We've talked about this in the past, I think, because wasn't one of our first things to do about this. I think.
Was it?
It
was the first day we were there.
Either way.
Yeah, but
Either way, it is a Studio Ghibli Museum, which basically is just like, they have a theater where you can watch a Studio Ghibli film. It's all themed Ghibli-esque. There's the ticket Morgan's showing you there.
You get like a little bit of Ghibli film in the ticket,
Yeah,
which is
it's like a film print ticket, which is cool. You get a different one each time as well. I don't think you'll be able to make it out on the camera, but each one is like scenes of a different.
there's almost no way, but
no,
I'll try.
No, I think it's Morgan. Maybe you can see. Is that Spirited Away? Maybe.
There's a bit of a window. Oh, it's upside down.
Nice.
Oh, you can just see Jay.
Hi, me. It's
Mine.
They're all different tickets. It's like something you can go and collect if you go multiple times, like James has. Like James has. And you use that to go in and watch the film. Now the film is random every time. We watched something about a spider, water spider.
In it.
But I think James went. Well, obviously he's went a number of times, but he's seen something different every time.
Yep. So it doesn't repeat.
Yeah.
Or it's seasonal. Not really sure, but it's one of them.
Yeah. They have like a little restaurant cafe part where you get like themed beer.
It's the Mugiwara Cafe.
Mugiwara Cafe, which means straw hat.
It does.
Again, not endorsing stealing, but if a beer bottle happens to fall into your bag,
well,
nothing you can do about it.
The thing is, the first time I ever went, they told me I could keep the beer bottle. Like they said, either bring it back here when you're done, don't leave glass out, or take it away if you're keeping it. But then when we went, they told us to bring it back. Like there was no option to keep. It was just like, bring this back and you're done.
Now, did we bring it back? That's sort of a technicality. I'm not willing to disclose that information, but accidents happen.
I took a paper cup.
Rebel.
I'm such a criminal.
But they do Studio Ghibli themed beer. I think there's a few of them, isn't there? Isn't there a few different ones?
Because there's an alcoholic one and a non-alcoholic one.
Yeah.
I think I got the non-alcoholic one.
They're pretty cool. Yeah, they're pretty cool because they have like Studio Ghibli labels on them. I don't know if they're an official beer outside of Studio Ghibli, but it's cool to keep. Souvenir.
But yeah, for this one, you're not allowed pictures or anything inside, are you? There's a photo op on the roof, or like outside of the building.
You can use cameras and stuff outside the building, but you can't shoot or film anything inside. I assume it's because they don't want people just seeing it and going, that's everything I need to see, I'm going now.
Yeah. It's so weird the experience of actually walking through it.
Yeah, you get like shops. Go on.
I was gonna say is it's really difficult to get into. So like you have to make your reservation like 3 months before you plan on going, because they only open them. They open like each month for reservation 3 months prior. So like whatever month you're planning on going to Japan, 3 months before that,
try and book.
You got to book your ticket for Studio Ghibli. And like it will sell out the day that month goes on sale. The entire month will sell out. So you got to be there ready.
It's a very busy place.
I think it's like 8 a.m. Like Japan time. They go on sale, and whatever that would like translate to in your local time, at your local time for that month, like going on sale, you got to be ready to book it at that time. Otherwise, you're not going. Simple as that. So be prepared for that.
There is the odd chance, because can't you book them in Japan from a machine or something somewhere?
Only from that machine, yeah. But those machines are in Japanese. They also, because one year I messed up the day. Like I actually did book it, but then
it was the wrong one.
I thought I'd booked it for a different day, so I missed the day I booked it for, and the next day I was like, right, it's Studio Ghibli Day, and then I'd missed it.
Oh,
So
God.
I tried to like book one on one of those machines, and it was sold out. So I wouldn't risk trying to do that on the machines. And it is illegal to buy one if you're not a Japanese national in Japan from anywhere else. So like, if you're going as a tourist, don't expect to get one in Japan because it's probably not going to happen.
What? Yeah, it is very busy as a place. Like, it's not just a case of people book it and don't turn up either. When we got there, I think we got the earliest slot we could get, and it was queues outside. We got there early, went round the park for a while, because we were just trying to kill time, and we still ended up getting there super early, and there's still a queue.
But we found a little shrine in that park as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
Cute.
And a lot of spiders.
That was that shrine.
And the zoo, actually. We found the zoo.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, book that 3 months, as James says, in advance. Better safe than sorry. It is worth it. You get, like, there's 2 shops in there where you can get, like, art books and stuff. I think I got a Princess Mononoke art book.
How's Moving Castle?
Yeah, there you go.
Pretty.
There's the book.
I'll
You can get, like, the novels and stuff as well, I believe.
Ooh, look at it. That was a sneak peek.
I think you can get like the novels and stuff as well. I think you can get other stuff as well, like postcards, can't you?
Yeah, like little prints and things. Yeah.
Yeah, there was loads. There's also like in the other shop, all the like plushies from of the characters, and there's like models and figures.
Yeah, and we spoke about it last time as well. There's the little sculptures and stuff that you can make, like the little wooden things you can make from the other Ghibli stores. They have them there as well. Yeah. It's basically just like a museum about Studio Ghibli and everything, like how they get the colors and inspiration for everything.
The animation process and like Miyazaki's first sketches.
Yeah, there was one cool room where it showed like a bunch of different animation styles for how they did a bunch of their different films, and it was actually really cool. And on one floor they have a play area for kids where Cat Boss is in there, which Morgan was too tall to go into.
Too big. I wish I was a child because then I could have.
Yeah, kids only.
It is kids only. So sorry to disappoint you if you got your hopes up there, but. And then the rooftop has like this cool. I don't know what this one's from. What was that statue from? The one on the roof.
I was trying to think of this. I can't remember, but I recognised the.
I don't think any. I think all of us struggled at first, but then I think James managed with his knowledge that he had of it to figure out what it was.
Iron Giant.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of. But you can take pictures up there, so we got a photo in front of it, and anywhere outside you can take photos.
Yeah, it's a nice little rooftop.
Castle in the sky, but it's fun.
Castle in the sky. So, yeah, just make sure you remember not to film anything inside. And when you go in, it's not immediately noticeable, but when you go in, I don't know if this is every time. James might be able to correct me on this. When you go in, normally tells you, point you in the direction, but go to the left because that's where I think the film basically starts as soon as you go in. But no one's there like telling you. Like we had no one that was like showing us to go this way when like everyone just started walking that way, so we followed everyone, and then we sat down and started watching it. But it was cool.
There's multiple time slots like where the film is on, but one of them is always like immediately. Yeah. So I would just recommend doing that straight away, and then you can go and like explore for the rest of the day instead of worrying about missing the movie.
So yeah, that is the travel to that place. Is the closest station is Mitaka Station. If you're in Shinjuku, the Chuo line goes to Mitaka Station, and then from that station it's probably about a 20-minute walk. But if you follow the river, there's like a little river that you can follow. That when you get to the end of that, it will basically take you straight in front of the park, and then when you follow the park to the right, eventually you'll see it because it's like right on the outskirts of the park. You'll just see a giant Ghibli-esque building.
There's also little like road signs with a little Totoro on them that point towards it as well.
There is also a bus if you wanted to, but it's a little bit pointless because they just take you from Mitaka Station to the museum, But if you
It's
really
a-
did want it,
It's a nice area as well, to be fair, to
Yeah.
like walk through.
Oh yeah.
it's if you did want it, a one-way trip for an adult is 210 yen. Children 7 to 12 is 110. That's one way. If you want a round trip, it's 320 for adults and 160 for children. But I'd
Really
say
What if
it's,
you're under 3?
Best be free.
it says child
'Cause
ages 7 to 12. So I imagine if
If
you're under 7,
threes,
Nice.
if under 3s could travel there for free, get in for free, and get on the cat bus, and what
Then
a day
go.
out that
what a
is.
day.
What are you
for
doing
them.
in whatever you are?
Yeah, what a day for them.
All the 3-year-olds just walk out of school and go to Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, as I say, that bus is probably a little bit pointless because you can walk there. It's not that long of a walk. It might feel like it, but it's not. Just follow the river, then go right when you get to the
Accessibility, then.
park, and then it's pretty much straight. It's pretty much just down the road, then to the right. You just have to walk a fair distance. That's it. It's not a complex. Left, right, left, right, left, right. So, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wasn't there something else we got from there? Not just the tickets for entry for the film. Wasn't there something else we got? Trying to think. Like a little booklet or something.
They give us a booklet, which I've
I
got
don't
in
know
here
was,
somewhere.
what was in it? Because I seem to remember
I'll
it was
tell
something
you.
else, like a little bonus.
I don't think there was anything like special in it, but
Actually, like a mapping thing.
like,
or...
yeah, it's got the map. My
Oh,
ring light blows everything out, but it's illustrated in like the Studio Ghibli style, so
that's
it's, like,
fairly cool.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then it's just the information about like what's there. There is a restroom if you need to go.
Oh, didn't they need ID at the door?
Baby changing
Is
facilities.
the restroom free
yeah.
for? Oh, that's
Under
stuff.
3s. Yeah, under 3s can get in there.
Nice.
You need, if you're not a Japanese national, you need to show your passport to
Yeah.
get in. So make sure you take your passport with you.
Yeah. They ask for that on the door.
It's
Tokyo
worth
asks for
nothing.
it.
Just in general, a lot of places give you like tourist discounts if you show your passport. So you might as well just always
Yeah.
have your passport.
Yeah. Just do what I did. Just take a little like. What's the American one again? I don't want to say the
Bum bag.
American
Fanny
one.
pack.
Fanny pack. Take a bum bag. That's a British one, isn't it? Take a bum bag,
Yeah.
but I just had it around my chest and I just had everything important in there, like my money, my wallet, my passport. Because if you show it, you can get discounts. Although I don't know if we just got quite lucky because Morgan, didn't you forget, or did you not think you had to bring your passport for the Ghibli Museum?
No, I
she
didn't
had
have
it.
it.
Oh, did you have it? Okay, I thought
Yeah,
one of
I
us
would've
had
made sure,
forgotten it,
'cause-
and
I didn't leave that at the bus station.
no, I just meant I thought you. I for some reason thought that you'd left it because you didn't think you'd need it, and I
No.
thought you managed to just get in because me and James had ours, and like they were just like nice enough to let you in without it. But I must be remembering wrong.
With discounts that happens. When I was at Joypolis, only Jake showed his passport, and then they gave us all a
Yeah,
tourist discount.
Oh.
But for Studio Ghibli, they're very strict. Like,
yeah.
if you don't show your
I think
passport,
it was
get out.
Joyplus actually because I got my passport out and I was prepared to show it, but then it didn't have to because
Oh, maybe, yeah. I remember there was one place, but I can't. I thought it was Ghibli, but it mustn't have been. But yeah, make sure if you go there to try and go as early as possible because obviously it's busy. You want to get straight in, and take your passport. Everyone included.
Unless you're Japanese.
Unless you're
Don't you?
Japanese, but I think you still need ID of some sort just to confirm the reservation, don't you? So,
Maybe, but you don't need
I do
passport.
want to get alcoholic beer.
True.
Did they
get ID.
ideas for that? I feel like they didn't.
Oh no, they didn't. No, I didn't show my passport when we were ordering
Then
it
if
anyway.
you're going as like a 3-year-old and
Honestly.
you order an alcoholic beer,
If
you'll
you're
need
a
it.
3-year-old, it's free. The beer's free if you're 3. Under 3 is free.
Free.
Yeah. Do you know what though? I don't know if I've ever been ID'd in Tokyo, like even in one of the bars or anything.
Did I get ID'd anywhere? I don't think I did. I think the only time I used my passport was for like discounts of things.
For context, I get ID'd everywhere I go in England, so
For me, it's hit
that's the
and
only
miss.
reason I'm bringing it up. That's weird.
For me, it's hit and miss.
It's
Sometimes I'll get asked, sometimes I won't, and I don't understand why. But it happens.
Sometimes I have to go and get everyone else's ID.
Yeah. What a moment that was. and then not even just take our passports. We had to actually come up with our passports. Shout out to Weatherspoons. Know you're watching. But yeah, I think that's me. That's me done for all the anime stuff. Has anyone else got anything they'd like to add?
I've just wrote down like 3 locations that have been in anime.
I've got
fire away.
Well,
but yeah,
I've got one more thing, and then Morgan can do that because theirs is like a section.
Okay.
So I'll be brief with this because we've never been, so I don't know too much about it, but I want to go. It's Suginami Animation Museum. It's in Tokyo. I believe it's in Suginami City, but I'm not sure what like district that is in.
Yeah.
Didn't do a huge amount of research on it, but it looks amazing. Sounds amazing. It's like it's an anime museum essentially. I know there's some Eva stuff in there, Evangelion, and like a bunch of other anime, and it goes through like the animation process. There's like figures and models like life size of like different characters, but it also goes through right from like storyboarding up to the actual anime itself, like just showing you how it's done. So if you're interested in anime or you are an animator, and you just want to like see some of that stuff, it definitely sounds like a really cool thing to go and check out.
I remember seeing that when I was searching for a bunch of the stuff on this. They have a similar one with the Toei animation stuff, don't they? They have a Toei Animation Museum, which looks like the same thing essentially. Again, just if you're an anime or animation fan, it's worth seeing. I think the Toei one. I don't know about the other one, but I think the Toei one is free entry as well. I don't know about the one James mentioned, but yeah, worth going.
Check it out.
Go on, Morgan.
So,
wrap us up.
When I watch something, I love finding real life locations I can go to and feel like I'm in that show or movie or whatever. So I looked up a few in animes. There's the obvious ones like Shibuya Crossing and like the tree in the tower and stuff, which are in tons of stuff. But the 3 that I wrote down there's a super popular movie called Your Name, which blew up like worldwide.
Yeah.
And in that, the 2 main characters first meet on the top of some stairs with like a really cool view over Japan, and that's in Yotsuya, Tokyo, at the Sugar Shrine. The Sugar Shrine, which is
shout out to
10-minute...
Sugar, by the way. Know you're watching.
Which is a 10-minute walk from Yotsuya Station, so you can find that's really.
I think a lot of Your Name's set there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Most of it is, but yeah, you can go find the stairs that they meet on, and it's got like a really. The second one, there's a real life replica of Kiki's Bakery from Kiki's Delivery Service, which is adorable, and it's located in Yufuin, I think it's called. It's Yufuin Floral Village, which is a 15-minute walk from Yufuin Station. I don't think that's Tokyo. It'll be like another part of Japan. But it's really adorable, so if you can get to it, it's worth checking out. And then the final one that I wanted to go to, is the shrine in Noragami, which is called the Yushima Tenmangu Shrine. I think it's the shrine that Yato ends up being the god of, which is awesome. So to get to that, you go from Shinjuku Nishiguchi Station. You take the Uedo line. Is that how you say it? Uedo line to Ueno Okachimachi Station, and then from there it's about a 6-minute walk to the shrine.
Is that the one we wanted to go and see, but then a bear
so,
decided to ruin James's day?
Oh, is that the one?
I think that was the one we were meant to go and see, wasn't it? But I think then
I can't remember.
I think we'd finished everything we were gonna do in Harajuku, but then I think as we were prepping to go there, a bear decided to ruin his day.
Oh god!
I was gonna say, did we not do it? Because Morgan was like, I wanted to go, and I was like,
it wasn't too.
Why didn't we go then?
I think at that point we were like, Morgan, what do you want to do? And that was one of the only things she'd actually written down. And we started to go for it, and then a bear decided to mess you up.
That was a sign to not go.
And it ruined one of Morgan's only inputs the entire trip.
Listen, right, I'll say this. I was wearing my Liverpool shirt. Bear pooed on me. Guess who won the league that year? Just saying.
So if you are going to Japan, take your favourite football shirt and hope you get shot
and hope a bird shits on your head.
But there are plenty more, so if you want to find some more locations, just have a little Google, and there's tons of them.
Yeah, I'm sure that was the shrine, because I'm sure that was close to
was that one.
Harajuku. And we were prepping to go there. I think it was like a 10-minute walk or something. But then as we were walking out of Harajuku, it was like, nah, mate, you're going home to get a shower now.
It was probably closed, and that's why the bird gave us the sign, and then we left.
Or the bear just hates you. And it's just like, no, you're not doing one of the only contributions to the trip.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that seagull that stole my tuna sandwich when I was like 6. Anyway.
In Japan.
It flies to Japan and follows it. It's like, I'm gonna finally get my revenge.
Probably.
So, yeah. There's also, we've mentioned it in the past, but there's also Shinjuku, the Yoyogi Clock Tower, and the government buildings from Kingdom Hearts 3. Shibuya Crossing has been in Kingdom Hearts 3, and Tokyo Ghoul, and Asakusa, which is kind of like a market street that was in Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba. It's where Tanjiro meets Muzan, I think his name is. I can't even remember his name now. Right at the beginning, basically. But it's cool. They were the only ones I remembered off the top of my head. But
cool photo.
There's plenty. I'm sure if you go around Japan, you'll see everything that looks like something from an anime.
Yeah, Tokyo from Tokyo Ghoul is also in Japan.
That's also from. Yeah.
If I remember correctly as well, there was an Untitled Cafe which they set up, but I don't know if it's still open.
Oh. Yeah.
And there's also
wasn't it based off an actual cafe?
Yeah.
Is the thing
I think the cafe exists.
The cafe exists, but it was based off, like, they adapted it to the anime. I don't think it was the other way around, basically.
But there is a live action Tokyo Ghoul film, which I think the cafe from that you can actually go to. Which think I looked at. Yeah.
Also, pretty much everything in Tokyo is in Persona 5, at least. So,
yeah. Akihabara, Shibuya, definitely. I'm sure there's other places, but I remember specifically they are there.
So
I mean, it's all there. It takes place in Tokyo.
Yeah,
but like,
but those places specifically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's covered everything. If we've missed anything, and you've been, even if you haven't been to these places, but we've missed something, slap it down in the comments below. Give us ideas for our next trip. James's Ood. What's
I just remembered one.
Go on.
It's new, so we haven't been. I think they're building it now, or it's just been finished building. There's an Evangelion theme park now. So can't remember where it is or anything. We'd have to look it up to make sure we can go there. But like, they were either building it or it's just been built, but it's new. So
sick. We'll look
that
into that.
If you're a fan.
We'll look into that, and hopefully one day you can get a live review of that place when we go, because we're going to go back 100% as soon as it's safe to. So again, more reason for you to slap some stuff in the comments that you've read about, and me and James could even go and try them for you.
Anything you want us to talk about on future episodes as well? Yeah,
anything you want us to cover on future episodes, slap it down there. If you've got any questions, slap it down there.
Tell us a joke.
If you want to tell us a joke, slap it down there. But you've also got to like, comment. Well, you are going to comment, but you've also got to like, subscribe, and slap the bell.
I'll rate your jokes. But you only get a rating. You only get a rating if you are a subscriber. So
there you go. More reason to subscribe. So you'll rate your cards, you'll rate your jokes, but you've got to subscribe and you've got to send in the cards. And not expect anything back. Also, PayPal link will be included there.
On our PO box.
On our PO box. Yeah. So thank you for listening. Make sure to check us out on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify. All the distribution badges of everything we're on is down there. If you are listening on any of those platforms and we've been talking about seeing stuff, go and check us out on YouTube to watch it back on the video version. Same for Twitch. You can come and watch us film these live from this point on, which will be cool. We can interact with you live. And yeah, I think that's everything. Give us a rating, follow when you can. Look for a link tree and check us out on everything that we have on that link tree.
Yeah.
So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you next month.
Bye.
Ciao, mate.
Matane.